Like you had, you know, like 1 through 700 or 70, right? And there was people that was basically at 60 was going like, their drugs and all this other stuff. And then you had like to get into heaven, you had to put God first. And imagine you said at some point in time you put God first, right? Unlike others that was straight and said they didn't. I mean, it was like there was a lost route. And you go through life and you go like put God first, but you didn't really like study your Bible, you didn't listen to gospel music, you didn't feed the spirituality moment, because it's like you feed the mental and you feed yourself physical, and you feed love with, with caring and stuff like that. And doing good things and showing love and have that one-on-one time. You feed the spiritual by like listening to gospel music, going to church, praising the name of the Creator, praying. You know what I mean? You feed it that way. And imagine you started to feed it and you realized you was lost at one point in time. And like, versus others that wasn't lost, right? Because the whole point of Section 8 is to get to heaven was that you had to put God first. But like, imagine you put God first and then you started to slip away slowly, or you dropped out of heaven. And you had to fall to one of these like other people, right, mindsets. And you started to realize, like, by watching, like, you probably like mentally watching other people fall, and you started to slowly get tempted by other people what you're watching. So you're up in the sky, but you're watching other people do all this stuff, and you're like, I want to do that now. Who's that? I want to do her now. And I'm like, temptation. She's like, come on with me. I'm burning. I'm stinky legs. I'm itchy, scratchy. Right? I'm dead. You're not supposed to fuck with me unless you're gonna marry me, right? And it was like kind of what it was gonna be. Like, you marry me? Oh, it's all good. Like one-on-one time, go to school, blah blah blah. You get insurance or whatever. Somebody else teach it, and you kind of go from there. But when it's like not, it's like, ooh, temptation, one timer. Hey, you know what I'm saying? What a weekend. What a week. So you had that, and you had to imagine yourself being that way. Where 600 was, or 60 was basically people that were, long story short, drug addicts and all that stuff, like in, addictions and all that stuff. You had 700 taking them out, right? Where they're like, look, nigga, I'm on top of this shit, and you not, right? But imagine you're a drug addict yourself eventually. What do? That means you drop down to 60, right? Whereas others didn't. But imagine, like, you started out, like, going to church as a child, all this other stuff, and then by the time you hit 18, like, I'm going to do whatever I want to do. Because that's what happened to me. But, like, I was, like, in the church, and then by the time I hit, like, 18, I never went back, because they asked me to be a preacher, and I was like, I'm not ready for that. I would have been at the church today, right? You know what I mean? Like, just in the church. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, not going through nothing. So I went through that and everything else, and I was like, all right, well, imagine now, like, that's Section 80. You put God first, and then you made it there. But then you started to slowly slip out. Imagine that, right? So you had all these people that was going, they put weed, drinking, they was like real people. But there was trusted more than people that were bad. Where, So you had these people, and they was in their own section, and they made it because they put God first, and they going, I'm working on my problem, right? But they're regular people, bro. Where they going like, look, I got problems. I didn't put them first, but I'm working on them, because I want God to be happy. But then that whole Section 80, but like other people's like in the lower part, where they're like 600, where they're like, they put, I don't know, whoever first themselves, right? Not the devil, right? Some people did that. And you have the people that's like taking people out for other people. It's crazy. Here's the question. It goes, once they got their job, right? And they're over here using their mental powers, bringing people up, da-da-da-da. It's like, and they start to lose at the job. That means the temptation, or somebody they see doing, drink a little bit, they drink one time a little bit differently. They go 55, 54, 56, right? Where do they go now? Like, do somebody tell them, like, hey, you got kicked out? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's a good question, right? Then you go, do they get killed? Do they commit a sin? or do they get like a reform program? Like, and this is something that y'all should think about doing, right? Like, what do you do? Like, you know what I'm saying, and I know me retrospectively, everybody's looking at them and going, "You put something before God, you're out the loop." Like, you know what I'm saying, and then it goes like it's just a job title now, like, right? Like, where like they go 700 is taking them out, 800 is bringing people up, right? And then it's like, but where are you landing at when you talk about who you are on the inside? You know what I mean? Well, you're gonna be based upon one of those matrices, one of those levels. You see, and the matrix is who you are. Saying that becomes you, like you revamp that all over you, all around you. Versus like your job title is going, I pick people up from 800. Oh, I shoot people down. That's not gonna make it 700. Like, okay, 900. Yeah, we got this. Because you have who you are, mentally, physically, emotionally, spiritually. Like, you got tempted, you're a drinker, you're an addict. No, you good, you sanctify a whole lie, whatever. Your baby maker, whatever, right? You got that. Versus like what you do. You know what I'm saying? At the end of the day, like what do you lift people up, put them down? Like what do you do as your job title? Use your mental powers, like who doesn't, right? Like what do you do versus who you are? It's completely different meaning. That's why they make those crazy movies about people being psycho. They have like split personality, like Two-Face, right? Like over here, I drink and I do drugs and I fornication, right? And then over here, like I'm a preacher. Like, ooh, yeah, whole lot sanctified. I lead people to what, hell? As you say?